my name is Krista from Spirit and Thread, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to walk you through how to make these vining leaf garland additions to any crochet top of your choice. I am going to be using my cottagecore bralette as an example, but you can choose whichever you'd like, and we'll add a garland around the waist and also around the neck. So for this tutorial, you're going to need a 4mm hook, a tapestry needle, and some scissors. Size 3 or 4 yarn. I prefer 100% cotton, so I'm working with this yarn from Hobby. I'm going to double up on 2 strands of size 2. And of course, you'll need the top that you are adding this garland to. For me, I'm going to be using this green top I made using my cottagecore bralette tutorial. I will have that linked in the video, so if you want to make one of these bralettes first, you can start there and then come back to this tutorial. We are going to add our garland so it wraps around the waist down here. And to do that, we will connect our garland to these 2 bottom corners on the back sides. And from there, it will wrap around your waist. So I'm going to slip stitch to connect on to one of my bottom corners here, right above my scallop stitch. Secure on here, and then I'm going to chain 18. I just chained 18. Now in the 3rd chain from my hook, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to work into this side loop right here, and I'm going to place a half double crochet, 2 double crochet, then I'm going to chain 3 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain from my hook to make a picot. Going back into my original chain here where I worked my other stitches, I'm going to place 2 more double crochet, 1 more half double crochet, then I'm going to chain 2 and slip stitch again in this same chain, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the chain above it to really make it nice and secure. And here is how your leaf will look. Again, you're going to chain 18. And in the 3rd chain from your hook, place a half double crochet, 2 double crochet, a picot stitch, 2 more double crochet, a half double crochet, chain 2, and then slip stitch, and slip stitch into 1 more chain above. And continue to repeat these steps until the garland on the first side of your bralette reaches your desired length. You might want this to wrap around your waist once, maybe twice, so make it however long you'd like. As you work, you might find you want your leaves to be closer together or further apart. All you have to do is chain fewer or more chains between each leaf to accomplish that. So if you want them to be closer together on your garland, chain fewer. If you want them to be further apart, chain more. You can determine how long you want your garland on each side to be by measuring with a piece of string wrapped around your waist. Make sure it's resting loosely on your waist. You don't want this to be pulled too tight, otherwise the leaves will kind of stick straight out. You want them to hang loosely. So once you have reached your desired length on your first side, you can fasten off after your final leaf. I'm finishing up my final leaf here. I am chaining 2, slip stitching into my main stitch, slip stitching into the stitch above, and then I will fasten off. My garland on my first side is done. At this point, you'll want to add a matching garland on the second side. You also have the option of adding garlands for your straps or in addition to your straps. I already made these straps, but I'm just going to add a leaf strap in addition to my main strap. This will be tied around my neck for support, whereas my leaf garland straps can be tied loosely so the leaves gently hang down. To do that, I'm going to slip stitch again to fasten on into the stitch between my scallop stitch here and my strap. And I want these leaves to be a bit closer together. On my waistband garland, I chained 18 between each leaf. For these, I'm only going to chain 10 so that there are more leaves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, I'm going to half double crochet into the third chain from my hook, place 2 more double crochet into that same chain, Picot, and then place 2 more double crochet and a half double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch, and slip stitch to the chain above. And you might want to kind of really pull on that second slip stitch pretty tight. That will drag your leaf facing downward so that when this strap is tied around your neck, the leaf hangs down. And then again, chain 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and work your leaf into the third chain from your hook. Picot, place 2 double crochet, half double crochet, chain 2 and slip stitch into your main chain, slip stitch to the chain above. Again, pull kind of tight and pull your leaf downward so it hangs down when these straps are tied. And I would add maybe a couple more leaves in this fashion and then chain to only chain after maybe 5 leaves. You just don't want too many when it's actually wrapped around your neck. You might even want to add another leaf garland up here, so you have 2 leaf garlands that then wrap around your neck. You can kind of tie these together so it looks like a vine as you work. So I'm going to add 1 more leaf garland onto the other side of my neck strap here. I'm going to add a leaf garland here and here on my other neck strap, and I'll add my final waistband neck strap. And then I will show you how this looks when it's being worn. I just finished my final leaf for my first leaf garland around my neck, and now I'm just going to chain until this leaf garland matches the same length as my previous neck strap. So let's see where we're at here. That's about right. Now I will fasten off, and I'm going to create my next leaf garland on this first side. So I'm going to fasten on to the other side of my neck strap. And this time, before I place my first leaf, I'm just going to chain 6. And the point of this is so the leaf sits lower than the leaf on my first neck garland. so it looks more like a natural vine. And it's not too clustered with all your leaves being in the same place around your neck. So I'm going to work into the third chain from my hook, and you'll notice this positions my leaf closer to the base of my garland so they won't bunch around my neck. Here's my half double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch into the next, pull down a bit, and you'll see this leaf will sit lower than my first leaf. Again, I'm going to chain 10 between leaves. We want the distance between leaves on both garlands to be the same. We just want this one to start closer to the base. So here's 10. I'm going to work another leaf. I'll probably work a total of 3 leaves into this second garland as well. And then I will chain until the length reaches the same length as my first neck garland. So go ahead and create your second garland on your first neck side and both garlands on your second neck strap side. And I'll meet you back after those are all complete. My second garland is the same length as my first. So I'm going to fasten off. And I just want to show you how this will look. My leaves are kind of pointed down, and you can wrap these around each other however you'd like. Of course, you're going to want to sew in all of your ends and repeat these steps wherever you'd like the garlands to sit on your project. So now I want to show you how to tie these vines. We'll start with your waistband vines. You're going to take them from behind your back, wrap them around, and continue wrapping around until you get toward the end of each. Tie them together so they're kind of asymmetrically draping. And then for these straps around your neck, I tied my main neck strap, and my vine neck straps I can tie loosely around my neck. Another idea I thought of while I was trying this on is to make longer vine straps here, and you can even tie them around your shoulders to make kind of a draping vine around your back. But for me, I'm just going to tie them both around my neck. Here's our final look. Perfect for cosplays, Ren Faires, even just wearing it out and about. And as you steam these leaves, they'll fall a bit more flat. Thanks so much for crocheting with me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and happy crocheting!